Hi guys, welcome back to the Ricky2ra podcast, episode episode 8. Had to think about that for a little bit. Yeah, we're on 8 episodes. We're getting to 10, so that means we're doing 8 weeks. Like it's been 8 weeks since I started this. I've actually come a long way from the first episode. I was actually making some little short clips, and I went back to my first podcast episode, and I think I was just doing this all the time. I was not even directly like focusing on like the camera that I'm filming for YouTube. So I'm kind of like improving now compared to that first episode. But how are my podcast listeners? Are we all right? How are we all doing? For people on YouTube, are we all good? I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. The people that show love especially as well. So what am I going to talk about in this episode? Well, I had a few ideas of what I was going to talk about, but this one stood out to the rest. I've mentioned it very, very briefly in the How I Got Into Magic episode. But in this episode, I'm going to be talking about meeting Dynamo. And by Dynamo, I mean Dynamo the Magician. If you've just tuned into this podcast and you don't know who he is a worldwide magician from Bradford, so only next door to Leeds. And yeah, he's just been an inspiration for mine. For those who didn't know, got me into magic. And yeah, the rest is history. So I'm going to talk about how I met him, what happened, what he said. It's not a big story, but it's a story I'd like to tell, because it was at like a meet and greet kind of thing. So it wasn't like I just randomly met him somewhere. But it's something that I thought I'd share. It's quite a cool story, like for meeting somebody that I look up to as well. So it was kind of a big deal for me personally. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get right into it. So it was 2017. I believe it was October time. And it was for Dynamo's book signing. And the book, I've actually got the book on my shelf. It is called Dynamo, the Book of Secrets. So he was promoting his new book and he was doing these like pop-ups in different cities. So when I got the email and I looked on the list of where he was coming, it was Leeds, Trinity Leeds. So I was like, I've got to do this, I've got to go. So I applied for it, bought the book, and then on the day drove there. I got the book from W.H. Smith's. Is that what it's called? The bookshop. It's like vaguely like I've lost the name of the shop. I'm sure that's the shop. I got the book from there. So went in. I actually thought it was in the bookstore, his meet and greet. And when I was like driving, I was thinking, how is it going to be in there? Because it's tiny in there. For the amount of people that are gonna want like the book signed and stuff. So anyway, I went in, got the book, and then went out, and then I went into Trinity because the lady at the bookstore said, yeah, it's in Trinity. So I went into Trinity and there was this big queue, so you couldn't really miss where the meet and greet was. There was this big queue lining up to meet Dynamo, and he wasn't there, but his table was there for where he was going to like sign everything. And I was like, wow. So I got into the queue, and yeah, I just waited, and I think I waited for like 30 minutes. But yeah, it was worth the wait, because when he actually came, everybody started going like, woo, and this and that. Like you would do when you meet somebody. Like when you see him, it's like, yeah, you're finally here. So yeah, he came. I waited, and then when my turn was coming up, I remember I was feeling a little bit nervous because I was like, I didn't know what to say. Do you know when you like meet somebody like famous basically, and you're just like, oh my god, what shall I say? Because you don't want to like do anything wrong or like say the wrong thing. So I got there, I went up and and he went, what's your name? And I went, Ricky. And he was like, oh, hi Ricky. And then he signed my book, which I've still got. He's actually signed it, and I was just explaining to him like, oh, I'm from the Bradford Magic Circle. And for those who do not know, Dynamo was actually a member of the Bradford Magic Circle, so I was kind of like a relatable thing that we could talk about. And this is how you know, like fame or hasn't got to a person, because when I was talking to him about the Bradford Magic Circle, he would just casually like just looked at me and he went, "Oh, is so and so still there?" You know, and I was just like, "Whoa!" Like, you still remember, like, you know them people, like, yeah, I see them like every month there, and that's like that's how you know like he hasn't like lost his roots from where he came from. Like celebrity status hasn't got to his head and he's just like moved on. Do you know how like some people just make it, they like forget where they come from? Like, he isn't one of them people. So big up to Dynamo for that. Got him to sign my card box as well. Not this particular one that I'm showing on my camera, but that's in my drawer somewhere. But he was cool enough to sign that. I was just telling him like, oh, I'm a magician, I really look up to you, and he was like, oh, that's like really cool. I was just trying to like fit everything into the time frame that I had going on, but it was really good to meet him. And yeah, one other thing was that I stayed till the end of his meet and greet. So there was like this kid showing magic, and I think it's kind of cheesy showing magic, but this kid was like really good. Like, he showed him, and the thing is, you can show magic to a person like Dynamo, but the way he like reacted and the way like he chose to stay and look at the magic was like really, it was like really nice. Like, he showed that he cared as well. I didn't show him any magic because, you know, meeting him was just a thing for me that I wanted to do anyway. But the way that I'd seen that he'd like just took time out just to see this kid doing magic to him and stuff like that, and what people don't realise is that it means everything for that kid that showed him magic. So yeah, that's how you know like at heart he's a really good person deep down. So yeah, I stayed till the end. I think he went to the train station. Like, man didn't have a car in it. He just went to the he just went to the train station for his next meet and greet thing. So that was pretty cool. And then I just drove home as well. But the experience of meeting someone that I look up to is a memory that'll last forever. And I've actually got the picture on my wall of me meeting him. That's going to just stay there forever, basically, because I finally met someone that I look up to, and yeah, that just means everything to me. So that's like one off the bucket list, really, for meeting someone that I look up to. Other people that I want to look up to, other people that I want to meet is Troy. I've actually met Troy at Blackpool. Didn't get a photo with him, but that was pretty cool. And the other person that I want to meet is David Blaine. Unfortunately, I missed his show last year or the year before when he came to Manchester, so I didn't really get to see him live. But yeah, that's like really like the person that I want to meet as well. But yeah, that's kind of it for today's episode. But it was just something that I really wanted to share. I've got a few episodes for the future that I want to do, but I felt like this was the one that stood out the most for me. And just it's a good story, because sometimes you don't get to meet like your idols or people that you look up to. And I was fortunate enough to go to this book signing and actually meet him and talk to him for a few minutes. And even though it was a few minutes, you know, I'm going to carry that for the rest of my life. And yeah, it's just a great experience. And I've still got the card box, I've still got the photo. And yeah, it was pretty cool. So let me know, who are your idols? Who do you guys look up to? You can either comment on my YouTube video, Twitter, like tweet me, I don't know, whatever you want to do. Who do you look up to? Have you met them? Or would you like to meet them? I know sometimes people say don't ever meet your heroes, but Dynamo was pretty cool. He didn't like ignore me or anything. Like, he was just a deep down true guy and a true person, so he was real. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up. I've got one shout out to do, and this was from Toby Davies. And yeah, shout outs to you for commenting on my YouTube video. If you do not know who Toby is actually a fellow Bradford Magic Circle member, past president as well of the Bradford Magic Circle, but he's a really, really sick magician as well, so I'd check him out. Toby Davis, that's what you need to look up. Yeah, he's really cool. Toby, I think I need to watch some of your YouTube videos, because I know you've been putting some stuff out on your Instagram, but I haven't watched it yet, so I'll make sure I check that out. But that's it for today, so thank you for listening. For the podcast listeners, thank you for watching on YouTube, if you're watching there. I'll see you guys next week, so rate the podcast if you would, and subscribe. I'll see you all later.